The Weekly Warp Pipe.
What's up, guys? RussLyman here, and welcome to the Weekly Warp Pipe, a podcast dedicated to retro video games, 80s and 90s toys, and all things nostalgia. This week, we're jumping back into the Warp Pipe, and we're taking a look at 80s and 90s board games. And we have a special guest, Parasite Steve from the Applce Podcast. We're excited to have him. It's going to be a great episode, guys. Let's get into it. What's up, guys? Welcome to the Weekly Warp Pipe. I'm RussLyman.
What's up, guys? I'm NES Addict.
And we got special guest, Steve's here.
Apparently, I don't know how I got here, but here I am.
I ran into Steve at an Algo swap meet, and I was like, dude, you should be on our podcast. Steve has his own podcast.
That is true. I am Parasite Steve, aka Steve Van Sampson. I am on the Retro Reductibus Podcast. For those of you who might not know, we do have shirts, and that's one of them. We do nostalgia of all shapes and sizes, including video games, movies, TV, snacks, and board games, which we are here to talk about tonight. It's freaking awesome. So hey, we are kindred spirits.
Snacks. We did snacks and all that. Yeah, we're doing board games tonight, though. So I thought it'd be great to have. I heard the episode, one of them that you guys did with board games. I was like, let's have Steve on.
Awesome, thanks, man. I appreciate it.
We made a list. I tried to get ones that came out in the 80s and 90s because some games, like Chutes and Ladders. Maybe you played it in the 80s, but when was that invented? Like in the 60s?
Oh my God! It is amazing.
Long ago.
Like
it is amazing that you asked that. We did an entire episode on toys. We called it 90s toys that aren't actually from the 90s.
Right. Nice. That's a good one. Write that down, Jay.
What it is like a lot of games, especially board games, come around like every generation, and every group of kids assumes that the toy is their toy.
Right.
And in fact, a lot of them are really old. We found out a lot of games come from the 70s and earlier, some of 60s, 50s. There are toys too. Obviously, so Crossfire is older than you think it is.
Crossfire. I was going to talk about this game, but it didn't come out in the 80s.
No, it came out in the 70s.
The game's 51 years old.
It's insane. Yeah, that had 2 releases, but cool game though, right?
Right.
Amazing game.
That's
back of the box that says 87 and 93 for Milton Bradley. And
nice.
Who can not forget the commercial? That was the best part.
The song is amazing.
It is. I literally watched it like 10 minutes ago just to hear it again.
Yeah.
Crossfire, you'll get caught up in.
Yeah. You get caught up in the crossfire.
And then the end, Crossfire.
That's so good. So 80s.
Like, you get the face melter at the end. I love it. Yeah, good stuff. So is that your original Crossfire box?
No, I picked that up at a Goodwill, and unfortunately, I was taking the thumbnail picture. I dug it out, and it got some like mold on the box being in the basement. So I might have to toss the box.
No, don't toss it.
I was thinking, what if I covered the entire thing in packing tape and contained the mold?
Well, I would try a little vinegar, just vinegar and water, and just gently brushed it.
I did hit it with I have a solution that's half water, half rubbing alcohol, and just hit it with a microfiber. Vinegar kills mold. Okay,
vinegar is your best friend.
There's your board game tips for cleaning your old board games.
I had a disaster with I actually years ago, like one of my big collector things was anime cells, and I had some anime cells that were framed, but I moved and I put them in the basement, and one of the anime cells was from the show Ronin Warriors. I don't know if you guys remember that.
Yes.
So this was my favorite character of the bunch, the blue guy, dark blue guy, Rowan. And oh my God, prized possession, like the first anime cell I ever bought. It was framed, guys. It was framed. And I go down. It was only in the basement for a couple of months or something. It was absolutely covered in mold. I took it. I was heartbroken. I took it out, and it was 2 layers. And a lot of times, especially with anime, they'll, you see just the mouth move.
Right.
This is what I do, by the way. I do tangents. I'm sorry. I'll get through it quickly. I do the mouth. So the mouth movement, the mouth is on one piece of acetate, and then and then the rest of the characters on the rest. Well, it was in between. I mean, like, so I was so heartbroken. I was like beside myself. I was almost going to throw it away. I was so upset. And I cleaned the entire thing very carefully with vinegar and water. And it's amazing. It vinegar kills. Science works.
Science
vinegar
for the win.
kills, yeah. Mold. Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna dig out one of my games. I played this religiously with my mom, like every week, and this is a 90s board game. Not sure how many people remember it, but it's the Addams Family Reunion game.
Nice.
I had never even heard of that game until I saw the list and I watched a video on it.
Yeah, this came out in 91. Pressmen put it out, and it's after the movie The Addams Family with Ronald Julia as Gomez. And yeah, it's a super fun game. It's got a regular board game that you just have to travel around, and you have to get all the guests for your party, your Addams Family guests. So you have to get certain family members to win the game.
Neat. Cool. I actually have a stack of games right here. I can share a few. Here's for
one. Those who are watching on YouTube, you can physically see it. Yeah, we'll do our best to describe it, though.
This is a game that did come out in the 80s. Let me see.
Dungeons and Dragons. I can see.
No, it's not. It's not Dungeons and Dragons.
I think I might know what it is.
All right, it's called.
Oh, Don't Wake the
Dragon. I totally remember that.
Dragon. So this, I'm looking for a date on here, but I can't actually. I don't think it says it. So the 1986.
Okay, nice.
So this was a really unique game. It's fun for kids for sure. Very simple game. Mm-hmm. But basically you have the board is like this blow molded, really neat thing where it's got like icebergs. It's this like very 3D thing, and they're all icebergs, and you control little penguins, and you have to get the penguins around. And there's a central iceberg with a dragon sleeping. And if you just get around by rolls, and if you roll the wrong thing, then the dragon will maybe wake up, and the icebergs will randomly shake, and maybe will fling your penguin off. But the object of the game is to steal eggs from the dragon and then get back to your home, and you have to dump like 3 eggs in home, and I think and that's it, you win. But it's just a weird like combination of things, right? Like penguins and dragons and ice also.
Yeah.
Like what?
Why would a dragon be near ice?
Penguins and ice makes sense,
right? But dragons.
Oh, true. But the dragon, it's very weird.
Then why are the penguins stealing the dragon's egg? That's what I want to know.
They eating it?
I think they want to eat omelets? It. Yeah. No, I think
I definitely played this growing up, so you definitely sparked like, oh my god, I totally remember this board game.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Playing it, but I remember seeing it.
And when my daughter was like, I don't know, maybe 7 or so, we were kind of digging into a bunch of old board games, and that was kind of the one that she had the most fun with.
Nice.
And I think it's the cutest like of the ones that I had, because I always had more badass looking stuff. So
yeah.
That was kind of like the cute one I held on to. But
gotcha.
So yeah, that was a good one.
What about you, Jay? What do you got for board games?
Dude, I didn't really have many board games growing up. I had like I had this one like Christian board game. I don't know when it came out. It was called The Great Put On. I'll just mention it because it's the only thing I remember.
The Great Put On.
So it had like the board, and it had like the little spinny thing, and your idea was like you had like a puzzle, and it was like a man, a woman, a boy, a girl, and so it could be like 4 players. And the whole object was to put on the armor of God.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
So yeah, that's what you get for having a Baptist minister as a father.
Was that a board game made by LJN or something? What was that?
I can't even tell you who made it. It might be downstairs. I would have to run and get it.
Wow.
I mean, I would love to see that. I think
we actually still have it. Would you like to see it?
The Great Put On, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to step out and go grab it.
Okay, you do that, and we'll discuss other board games while Jay looks for that.
Do you got another one handy?
Well, we could do one on your list that I don't have, because I have. Why don't we talk about Tornado Rex?
So that one I don't physically have, but that is a great game.
Came out in 1991.
Tornado Rex came out in 1991. Awesome blow molded board. Another one of the greatest board, like the physical board itself. It was, I think, 2 pieces that they were clamshell like together in the box. You kind of just like fit inside each other. They just kind of spooned in there, and then you take it out, and I think they snapped together. I'm pretty sure that's how it went. And it was a really cool like looking thing. Like not only was it topographical, but the print on it was really great and well drawn, and it had like really interesting like lime green grass. And the gimmick was this character Tornado Rex, which I don't actually know for sure, but I assume that the initial creators of this game wanted to do a Taz game.
Right. Very Tasmanian Devil like.
Probably just couldn't get the rights to do a Taz game.
Right. So they're like, we'll just make it Tornado Rex instead of
Taz. That's the only thing that makes any sense, because he's just Taz.
Right, he has the spinning motion that Taz does.
He even looks like Taz. He's just like a green and purple kind of Taz. It's just Tornado Rex, weird. Huh?
Yeah,
Tornado Rex. Yeah, but it was great. You're the guy, and you guys are trying to race to the top or something, and if the wrong thing happened, then Tornado Rex would maybe get you. And what it was a top, and you'd spin. It was like a spinner, and you'd fit the top into the spinner, crank it a bunch of times, and then you'd press the button, and he would like be really wound up, and he would just kind of slowly make his way around the topographical map. And it was, you never knew where he was going to go.
Right, if you're going to get knocked off or what.
Yeah, knocked off. Yeah, it was a great.
That's
game.
A stress.
Fun. Yeah, fun game.
Any luck, Jay? Did you find the game? Oh my God. The great put on. There it is.
Oh my!
And it's labeled Jay's game.
Yeah. So apparently it was made in 1985.
Okay.
By Patton Young. And I had it for a while, and then I donated it to the church that my dad worked at. And then like years later, I thought about it, and I was like, I wonder if that game's still there. And I went in the library and found it.
Wow.
I'm sure no one had ever played it.
Right. You're like, I'm taking this back.
So I stole it from the
God,
church.
that is so funny.
So
I mean, it's your game.
From the church.
Jeez,
you just stole it. It's yours. You just took it back.
Your name's on it, so you can't get in trouble.
Jay's game.
Exactly.
Oh
anyway,
my God, that is.
I thought you might
is
like to see
funny.
That's great.
Thank you for getting that. That's amazing.
Absolutely.
I can't believe you knew right where it was.
I can't believe I still have it.
I
probably got that in 1988.
That is amazing. All right, I got a couple quick ones for you. These aren't games I'm not nostalgic for the play, like the gameplay. It's just I kept them because I like the licenses.
Okay.
So I have this X-Men game.
Oh, nice.
Love it.
That's cool. X-Men Alert adventure game.
Pretty cool. The really neat thing is, I'll show you the back. If you can see along the bottom,
there's a lot of characters.
So all of those characters came with the game. They're little plastic figures, every single one of them. It's really cool. There's I don't know, there's got to be like
Professor
X, like 20, 25.
Yeah.
Professor
X in his chair. And I mean, this was in the 90s, I think this was so 92, so right when the series came out. So this is a lot of those characters, but then there are other characters that they added that weren't mainstays on the show, like Nightcrawler's in here, Shadow Cat. They have Kitty Pryde as Shadow Cat in this. Also Beast, Cable, Banshee, Archangel.
Did Gambit make the cut?
Gambit, yes, of course. He had to. It was early 90s. Gambit was all there was. Very cool. And Longshot.
I don't think I even know that X-Men.
Oh, he's got 4 fingers. He's lucky.
Nice. Yeah, I seen that at a convention too, not too long ago. And
another quick one. I don't remember ever even playing it, but I bought it.
Nice. Spawn.
Yeah, it looks cool.
That the box art alone.
Literally just literally that's it.
That's it. Just a display piece.
It's just a display piece, and I've had both of these since I was a kid.
Wow.
So this was 95.
You get Spawn and X-Men. I get the great put on.
Yep. I win. Look at this.
Look at those figures too. Again, with the little plastic figures.
Yeah. Same sort of thing. They're just gray. but they look great. There's not as many of them, but they really are cool. A lot of detail for like, you know, this era of gaming. I mean, this is not a Warhammer game, you know. This is just
Right.
a game I bought this at KB Toys.
Nice. I had brought up to you, I said similar thing. I've received as a gift Hero Quest. You guys remember that game? And that came with awesome little figures and had a cool map. Never had anyone to play with, so I never played the game, and it must have got sold at a tag sale or something like that. But
Now,
it just
I know the
looked
name.
Cool.
Was that the Marvel one or no?
I don't think so. I don't think
No.
Marvel put it out. But I do think something with Warhammer is tied to it.
Okay. Hero Quest, like, I know the name 100%. I'm just trying to remember. Oh, yeah, totally.
With the barbarian on the cover.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, it looks
Totally
like a
Conan.
thing.
And they just did a Kickstarter. They have a new Hero Quest that you can buy now at like board game stores, and they have expansion packs.
Neat.
And yeah, so you can play the old board game with this new stuff too.
Nice.
Wicked cool. Yeah, it kind of looks similar. Like the pieces are nicer, but they're still just one color. The ones I'm looking at anyway. That's
right,
really cool.
right. Before people got into painting them and stuff.
Right. I remember that there was a Marvel one that was like the knockoff, and I just can't remember what it was called, but I did have it. And it didn't last long at all. It was a failure. And I remember that the initial set came out and I bought it, and it had like, I don't know, maybe 12 characters. And then they were going to release two. They had like on the box, it said about the 2 expansion packs that were going to have 6 characters each or 4 characters each or something. And they never came out. They never came out. The game just didn't do well. But it was a similar thing where you would have, you know, it's like a hybrid Dungeons and Dragons. Like there's a story you have to figure out and make up and do stuff. But I played it a few times, and just it's a matter of like, yeah, you need people. So
right. So that, you know, was hard back in the day. If you know, your friends that are young, they don't want to read this long instruction booklet on how to play the game and set it up, and it's like,
or be, you know, tied down to a game for hours and hours. I mean,
right. They'd rather play Nintendo, maybe.
Yeah. I mean,
Right.
I like shorter games anyway. So, I mean, most of the ones we're talking about are not like tabletop like games as, you know, you think of. These are just, you know, more like broad marketed board games, you know.
15 minutes right here.
Yeah.
It's about all anybody could stand of it.
All right, I got another one from Parker
All right.
Brothers. This
Nice.
came out in 1987. I don't know if you
Okay.
guys ever heard of this, but it is called Monster Mash.
Oh, I remember that.
Oh, okay.
So it's a matching game. You have this little main thing here where it has 3 sections of a monster: eyes, mouth, and feet. And you press the button at the top, and it's going to randomize what
Nice.
those are. And you have cards on the table, and you have to match the monster. And you have these little hands on a stick, and on the hand is a suction cup. So then you whack it, and you pick up the card, and then if it's right, you know, you win.
I remember the song.
The Monster Mash.
Yeah, it was
I don't know if
Monster Mash.
I don't know if it went with the game, but I'm sure used the name because of the song.
No, I just mean I remember the song that associated with the commercial.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah.
I don't remember specifically a commercial for this. This is a vague memory. I like seeing the package. I do recall it. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is mine from childhood. So
Oh, nice.
definitely cool. And it's in good shape and no mold. So I'm happy about that.
That's awesome.
Break this out for October.
That's a cool one to have.
Yeah. Well, I have to mention, I don't have it, but I have to mention this game. My co-host on Retro Redoctopus, 8-Bit Alchemy, asked me to mention Boltenstein. I don't know if you guys know Boltenstein. It's a neat game. It came out in, I think, the 90s.
94 in
Okay.
Tommy put it.
94, yeah. And it's kind of, it almost looks like a 3D operation. And like, you know, the Frankenstein character, he's kind of like a kind of super deformed, cutesy. Like
Frankenstein. Look at that.
And he's lying down, and the board is him. So you control like little mad scientists, and you just travel around his body, and depending on like what you roll or something, I don't know, I think it's dice, you put bolts into his body in various places, and then you can turn them, and sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. Like sometimes his arm will lift, sometimes his foot will lift. And the point of the game is to go around and you have to collect 3 lightning bolts, and then you have enough power to bring Boltenstein to life. So
Nice.
once you have the 3 bolts, you have to go down into a certain spot, and you can throw the toggle, and you have a chance to bring him to life. He may or may not come to life.
Oh, okay.
And he's battery operated. So he makes sounds and stuff when he comes to life.
Nice.
And honestly, it's just a very simple game that is very unique. Like it's not like the greatest game ever, but man, is it unique in the world of these board games.
Yeah, I mean, it looks cool. And again, like we were talking about Tornado Rex, like that was probably Tasmanian Devil. Obviously, they couldn't get the license to call this like Frankenstein's monster game or whatever. So they're like, Boltenstein, and the kids will know what it is.
Yeah, they get it. Makes sense. It's like Castlevania.
Right. Yeah, that looks pretty sweet.
It's pretty cool. Yeah. Remember that one. I wanted to make sure I mentioned that.
I got a wild one on my list. I don't think anyone's going to know about this, and I was surprised I still had it.
Okay.
It is Milton Bradley. Ready, set, spaghetti.
Yeah, I remember that.
I know that one.
It up.
Yeah, you got to twist up the. It's like yarn or whatever. Shows the back of it. Let's see. Oh yeah, so you're making the board is like a pasta dish. Okay, it's got spaghetti on it and tomato sauce, and then you're putting in mushrooms, green peppers, meatballs and stuff, and you have a spoon with a fork in it, and there's like yarn, and you have to twist up the spaghetti. You know how you would
that
twist
is
up.
so funny. I don't.
And
think
for
I
like each like piece that you remove, you have more slack in the string to twist it up.
Right here, I'll read the description real fast in case you guys are getting lost here. It says, grab a fork and twirl up a heaping helping of the most unusual spaghetti you ever seen. It's a tangle of red, green, orange, and blue spaghetti spring, all topped with 100% natural plastic meatballs, mushrooms, peppers, onions, and tomatoes. Will you be the first to wind up your spaghetti onto your fork? Use your noodle to remove the right toppings and untangle your spaghetti. Then twist your fork to take up the slack. But be careful. If you take off the wrong toppings, your opponent could twist and win.
Oh my God.
Oh wow. Definitely an interesting one. And I love the box art on it.
Yeah.
It's got this kid with like shades, like total 90s.
Total
popping
90s
his collar.
Attitude.
Grandma's getting in on it.
And Uncle Eddie spaghetti in the middle there.
That's it. And the dog, the dog down there.
That's great. I love it.
I miss that 90s attitude.
Me too.
That 90s glasses all the time, cocksure, way too nothing's extreme enough.
Right.
You can't have enough extreme. Oh my God. Totally. It was like everything's extreme or extreme gross. Like, it's the 90s. It's the sound of the 90s.
That's right. It is.
Yeah.
I think so. Did you add this one on here, Jay? You put Mario and Zelda game?
So yeah, I added that because of the Nintendo oddities. I don't know. Do you own either one of those, Russ?
Mm-mm.
So I sadly don't either. They're on my list of stuff to get. They're kind of expensive, and a lot of times they're missing pieces. But I think it was, I don't exactly know what year, maybe 88, 89. But there was a Mario and Zelda game created, a board game to go along with the video game.
Neat.
Try to get some info. Look up quick here.
Yeah, I don't think I knew that. Maybe I knew that. It seems like I would know that, but I don't know. I got nothing right now.
What's tough is there's a lot of new, like you could get Mario Monopoly and like all these other games coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I see the $140 on Etsy
That's
here.
why I don't own it.
Wow.
This is the Legend of Zelda one. So they're separate games, right?
Yes, they are.
Okay. Yeah, so I mean the box art looks awesome. It's that very early Link, and he's fighting Azora on top of the box there.
Exactly. Yep. That's
so that looks sweet. And then it's a top-down board game, and it has 3 dungeons on one side, and on the other side you got the woods, the water, and the desert. And yeah, it looks pretty sweet. I don't know how it plays, but
Yeah, I don't either, unfortunately, because I don't have it. And the Mario board game is like, it's almost like a singular level of Mario where you're trying to like get him past like Bowser.
oh, I gotcha.
It's like there's warp pipes, and then there's like a dungeon. It's like above the ground, then below, kind of, and then like above the below.
Neat.
It's always interesting when they try to turn a video game into a board game. It's like, how is that going to translate?
Yeah, and you collect little coins and that kind of thing. So
yeah, it's true. It's like anything becoming a board game, because it's not starting out with a novel idea necessarily. Like, you know, the best board games that, you know, I think that stand the test of time started out as just a really great novel, different idea for a fun game. So if the point is to just real quick hurry up and translate something, be it a movie or a show or a video game, and just turn it into a board game, usually they're not that good. And that's why the Spawn thing, like, it's like, yeah, I didn't even care. I just wanted it.
Because of Spawn, yeah.
It's because of Spawn, because like that was the 90s. But that, yeah, there's a lot like that they were just okay. Actually, I have one here.
Those games were made in 88, by the way.
Oh, okay. 1988.
All right, you guys ready for this one? This is another license game that's really not that good, but hell, I don't care. Can we swear on this? Are we not
I'll have to beat that out.
Okay. All right, I'll make sure that's the only one. Are you guys ready?
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Royals. Nice.
Based on the animated, yeah.
Winged Warriors fight a crime.
Yeah, so this is actually, it is kind of a cool looking board. I don't know if you guys can see.
I like how it's
it goes vertical. Yeah.
It goes vertical. It's just honestly pretty chintzy when you get it all together. It's just cardboard, and it's sort of warped over time.
Oh, yeah, that's
it's just not that good of a game, but man, it was Gargoyle, so I had to hang on to it. So there it is.
Yeah, absolutely, with that property.
Yeah, I just love it. But yeah, as far as actual good games, I got two more I got to make sure I talk about before we're done. So
what do we got?
I don't have to go right now. I mean,
I'll throw in the one game that besides the Mario and Zelda game that I could contribute. Shark Attack, 1992, Milton Bradley.
Totally.
It was like the little shark that went around the circle.
Yep. Get the fishes.
And it had a pretty clever song. And I just remember the end. It's like, it's coming to get you. You know?
Yeah.
It's all about the marketing with me.
Yeah.
That's it. I mean, it sticks in your brain, and then you tell your mom, you know, I want to get Shark Attack. It sounds so awesome.
It's got butt rock, Ma. The commercial's got butt rock. I gotta buy the game now. It's like butt rock really works on me. I don't know what to tell you, Ma. I really want it.
I would say, side note, with some of these board games, so like, okay, mom goes to the store, gets the board game, gets home, and then you realize I need batteries for the shark.
Oh yeah.
Or it's not going to work.
Worst.
And then you don't have batteries. So like the games, always remember the batteries.
Then you have to steal them out of the remote.
Yeah, that's the joke. Like that was always the joke growing up. Like Christmas morning, we'd open something, and you know, mom would have forgotten, or dad or whoever would have forgotten the oh my gosh, it takes 6 Ds. Oh, we don't have 6 Ds laying around.
Right.
Oh man, everything took Ds in the 80s.
D's and C's.
D's and C's. Oh,
too big.
Oh my gosh, I'm so glad to be free of these D's and C's and 9 volts.
Or if you needed like a double A, you had a triple A, and vice versa. If you had needed a triple A, you had a double A.
Yeah, lined up.
Sometimes the battery life would kill something for me too. Like
because it was like draining.
Yeah, it's just like it's fun, but it's not worth the amount. Even when they came out with rechargeable batteries and battery packs, like you remember like toys like race cars or something like that. And it has a rechargeable pack with it. It comes with it, but like you're charging it for 2 hours so you can get 15 minutes of playtime.
Right. You got to almost do something else for 2 hours.
Right, and then if you didn't have the rechargeable batteries and they literally took D's or something, it's like, oh man, it's just the worst. Sometimes it would just be too expensive to run the thing, and you only get to play it a few times.
That's it.
Yeah. But I have so my second to last one here is my second to favorite board game of all time.
Okay.
Nice. Let's see it.
All right.
So Russ, while he's doing that, I just sent you a text. RC cars. We should totally do one on RC cars. There were so many rad RC cars in the 80s and 90s.
Nice.
Yeah, that is a really
sure.
good one. That is a good one. We haven't done that either. That's actually a good topic. We may
Perfect. Future episodes.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is one I think everybody knows. You can already see it.
I can see it.
Dude, that's so sick looking.
Fireball Island, baby. The original. Look at that. Because they do have a re-release you can get at Target currently.
Mm-hmm.
But this is the original one.
Yeah, the re-release. I think the new one's called Vulkars Revenge.
Okay.
Or something. But yeah, Fireball Island : whatever. But this is the original, as far as I'm concerned. Let's see if I can. The box is huge, obviously.
Oh yeah.
You can see. So I just want to show you the back art. It shows what the board looks like. Can you see?
I love it's 3-dimensional. That's so cool.
Right. It comes up
Can you
just
see
like the terrain. You can see
And it
the
has
water.
Different tracks for the marbles to go down.
Very
Right.
cool.
So this is another blow molded 3-dimensional topographical game board, just like Tornado Rex. It's one piece, which is the board is just so incredibly big. The box is so big. So yeah, you just pull it out. It's all set up. You just have some different cards, and there's little adventurer characters that you play as, and it's really just about like you have to accomplish one goal before getting to the end. So it's not a mad dash to the end. You have to collect the jewel. There's like a red ruby, and there's only one, and the point is to be the first adventurer to capture it and then get to the end. But the other players can steal the ruby.
Oh, nice.
So it's really
So it kind of draws it out.
It's great. It's really great. And if fireballs sometimes depending if you roll a 1, you have to roll a fireball, which is one of the marbles. So there is a central like tiki god head, and that's Vulkar, and he's in the top, and he's kind of the mascot, and he has one in his mouth. But there's other places around the board that are small volcanoes, and they're just, the fireballs are just little red marbles, and you just put them there. And so the deal is, like, if you roll a 1, you're supposed to roll the one closest to you, so it has the highest chance of hitting you. And it may hit you, it may not. Sometimes unexpected things happen, and
You're lucky.
it rolls just right, and I've seen it go right around somebody so many times, and you
That's
just
awesome.
would never think that would happen. But when that happens and you're carrying the jewel is now not in your possession anymore.
Gotcha. It gets knocked out of your pouch.
And there are also other like there are cards that can facilitate you stealing the jewel from another player. And
Okay, so you can
really,
draw a card.
honestly,
Gotcha.
yeah, so you have a certain amount of cards in your hand, and if you pass another player, there's like a way I can't remember how the turn goes, but there's a point where you can play cards, and you can just put down the steel gem card. But there's also a card that is it's called the fake jewel card, and if the other player has a fake jewel card, then they can immediately play that, and then you just don't get the jewel.
You get the fake jewel.
So it's really fun. There's like I played it a million times as a kid, and it was always interesting. You always wondered what the gameplay was going to be like, and it was a very fun adventure game. So
nice. Fireball Island
still holds up.
Sweet. Mousetrap. We were going to add Mousetrap to the list. When did it come out, Jay?
1963. Like,
what?
So it seems like such an 80s game.
It is. And see, like, even though we did an episode on our podcast about 90s toys that didn't come out in the 90s, I still got that wrong. I fell into the trap, because every generation just assumes that all the toys that they played with when they were a kid were their toys and no one else's. And in fact, they just re-release the same stuff every like 10 years or so.
Right.
But I did not know about Mousetrap being 1963. That blows
They just
my mind.
perfected the marketing by the time we got to play with it.
Yeah.
Now, I wonder, the 1963 version, was it like plastic form things, or was it like a metal cage? Like, I wonder how the pieces look different.
I'm
Good
sure it
question.
was slightly different.
Yeah.
Good question. I mean, yeah, I don't know.
Looks like
I-
looks like the Wait, no, that's definitely a newer version. I'm trying to look on Google Images here.
I mean, that's what's tough when searching it because there's so many versions. You know, there's probably an 80s version.
This is a 1966 version. And
Yeah.
it looks plastic.
Oh
Looks
yeah,
similar.
looks about the
Looks
same.
very
Yeah,
similar.
very similar.
So that's crazy.
I'm really
That
glad
came out
you
when
brought that
My brother
up.
was out. My brother was a kid.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. That's a big one actually for me. I kind of always forget this, but that was a game I remember distinctly begging my mom to buy for years.
Yeah.
And there was something about it. I don't know if it was the number of pieces or what it was, but there was something about it that she just was like adamant that she did not want that in the house.
My
And
cousin
it was-
had it.
We eventually got it.
Okay.
And I was so excited. And it was just weird. I'm like, why is it this big a deal? It's just like, is it expensive? That I remember thinking that, like, is it like a really expensive game, Ma? And she's like, no, it's about the same as everything. I'm like, well, why can't we get it? And she's like, I don't know.
Probably she didn't want to set it all up.
I just think
Probably
she didn't
remember
want to
putting
set it
together
all
as a
up.
kid.
20-minute setup time.
But the deal is you build the Mousetrap as you go. So it's not even like there's a setup
Prior,
do at the
right.
beginning.
Oh, that's
right?
true. It is like you kind of build it as you go. That's
Yeah,
true.
you build it as you go. It's a fun game. It's very different. So, just a big Rube Goldberg device, and it's a great game. See, that's a novel concept right there.
So that game, and then another game that seems like it should be an 80s game but isn't, Twister.
Well,
When did
that come
I
out?
knew that was what's the year?
66.
66.
Okay.
Yeah, I knew that came out a while ago.
See, that feels to me like a 60s game.
They had the
could see
song,
that.
Do the Twister.
Like you had, you had to be on serious drugs to come up with Twister. You're like, well, what's the party game? Oh, we're all gonna get together because we're friends. So that means that we're gonna lay our bodies on top of each other and make human pretzels because
That's
we're
it.
friends. And it's like, well, we're friends, but we're not like that close. So we're like,
So
hey, how's it
Swingers made that
going?
game.
Kind of friends.
Apparently.
Yeah. Left foot green. I love in Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey when they're playing
Oh yeah,
playing
against
Twister
Death.
with Death. Yeah. And his foot comes
Yeah,
out
that's
and they're like,
hilarious.
oh God, oh. Yes,
Classic scene.
good stuff.
So I had two games I was going to bring up that are based off of game shows, kids game shows.
Oh, okay.
Which I don't know
nice.
if people really remember it. I still have my box for this, but you guys remember Funhouse?
Yeah, I do remember Funhouse.
I remember the show for sure. Yeah. The
This,
game, I didn't know there was one.
Yeah, let's see. 88 this came out.
Oh wow.
So it's almost like in the TV show itself, you're doing like random obstacles and stuff like that. And in the board game, it has kind of like smaller obstacles that you can do with like marbles. You're rolling a marble up a lot of stuff. Let's see what the back says here.
Everything.
Step right up and get ready to enter the exciting and challenging The Fantastic Funhouse. Children of all ages can complete in a dozen different action-packed games of skills and test their knowledge on a wide range of questions and answers. Who will score the highest to be the first to reach the finish line? Step right up and see for yourself. Play Funhouse, the thrilling home version of the popular TV game show.
Very exciting.
Somebody hired this man to do voiceover work.
I just want to know, does it come with a little figurine of JD Roth? Because I'm pretty sure I saw him on the box there on the front.
Oh, maybe, huh?
There he is in the green.
Nice.
That's him right there. He was like a 90s or 80s, 90s. Like, yeah. Oh, it's just a drawing. They didn't want to pay JD Roth his likeness rights.
Yeah.
Oh, man. He was just a host of a bunch of random like kid game shows, like Mark Summers was.
Yeah, Mark
Right.
Summers is who I think of.
Well, yeah, we were going to say, I also used to have a game, Double Dare,
Mhm.
which was, again, similar to what the game show was. It came with a bunch of like props, and I remember something with like, you had a helmet with like a fork on it, and you would have to throw rings and catch it on your
That sounds
helmet.
Yeah.
And you would have a timer. So it'd be like silly stuff like that. So you also do need a lot of like room. You couldn't just play this in the
Right.
living room. You got, all right, move the coffee table, move some chairs. We're playing Double Dare tonight.
That's right.
It's gonna be family Double Dare. We're getting grandma
serious.
involved.
And after that, we're gonna play Twister and see if she breaks a hit.
No,
Wow.
Yeah, I had that. I had Double Dare, and I remember being very disappointed by it. I was so in love with that show, and I remember I had a Double Dare birthday party the year
Wow,
I
nice.
got that, and it just didn't turn out to be much of a Double Dare birth. I think maybe we had plates with the logo on it.
Okay.
The idea was, we were going to all play the game outside, and it was going to be this spectacular, amazing thing, and it just was just not. But
Just let down.
it is. So I got one more.
Okay.
This is my favorite board game of all time, right? You guys ready for this? This
Ready
is a big
for
one.
it.
All right.
Bring it on.
All right, here we go. Oh, here it is.
Bring it on.
Kind of another big box here.
Big box.
Okay. My favorite box art of all time too.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Look at this thing. Look at this.
The
It just
Omega
looks so
virus.
awesome.
So good. Yeah, the Omega virus. AVGN did a full video review on this.
He did, and I loved it because it's like, oh my god, that like nobody ever talked about this game. It was just this random thing that I bought, and I was absolutely obsessed with playing this game. I loved it so much. You could actually set the length of the game because there's a computer, and it's like the bummer with it though, it kind of kills it because when that stops working, you can't play the game anymore. You cannot.
So you can't like change the batteries in it?
Yeah, well, you can, but if eventually it stops working, you're done.
Oh.
There's literally no way. It's basically the dungeon master. It tells you, it runs the game. It runs the whole game.
Yeah.
And you're these great little astronaut guys, and you're going around. The story is you're trying to save this station. Here, actually, I'm gonna pull a Russ here, and I'm gonna read the back.
Read the back to us.
All right, here we go. The battle to save Earth begins. You're a highly trained commando on board Battlesat 1, Earth's military satellite station. Your mission to destroy the dreaded Omega virus, a computer entity that has taken control of the station. Every second counts as it begins to aim the station's plasma weapons toward Earth. Dash down pathways, dart into docking bays, and race into rooms. I love all the fast verbs.
Yeah.
Dart, dash, race into rooms as you search the station for high-tech weaponry and hunt for the virus. Beware, the virus knows where you are and what you found. It can attack you at any time, and so can your fellow commandos. As the virus spreads throughout the station, whole sectors shut down. Hurry! Only minutes are left. Find the virus and destroy it to win. If time runs out, the virus wins and Earth is doomed.
Wow.
Love it.
I'm worried.
So you could lose that game. You could all play. You could, it was
And
a
everyone could
cooperative
lose.
game, and you could lose because if you didn't accomplish what you were trying to do, the voice of the computer, it would talk. It talked the entire time.
Nice.
And it did two voices. It did the good computer voice, and then it did, which was helpful and would like tell you like helpful things.
Mhm.
And then there was the evil computer, the Omega virus, and he would taunt you, and he would taunt the computer.
That's awesome.
And he would call you fool a lot. He's like, "You fools!" And it was
for it's
great.
amazing.
It's great.
Oh,
It's
I
so
imagine,
good.
yeah.
So
You
good.
gotta look it up.
I wish I could like just have a wall of that art. Like the entire wall is just the Omega virus. I love it so much.
And
So
the
good.
board was pretty interesting how it would like flip if that
right.
part was sectored off.
Right, that's what would happen.
Oh, and you could get crushed, right? Or something?
Yeah, you would die if you were in there or something like that. And you had these little R2D2 looking probes. They were just called probes, and you could send them off because really the actual game is like you're essentially checking a bunch of rooms, and every room you have to physically check, and the computer will tell you if you found something or not or whatever. But yeah, so as the time is running out, sectors will close, and so it's like what he said. So it's essentially like the corners of the board have a seam on the board, and it's able to actually fold, and it would attach to the main computer console, like in the center. So like even though it's only just cardboard, really, it was like really, really well made.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what it cost when it first came out, but like seeing the quality now, it's like, wow, compared to other games that were out, I bet this was kind of an expensive game. Way more expensive than Mousetrap, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Is it something you could take apart and fix? Does it have like screws on it? Yeah,
I mean, yeah. I mean, I couldn't do it, but maybe somebody could.
Like
yeah.
a new.
I don't know if my
it.
copy. I don't know for sure that my copy isn't working. Technically, I'm just saying, like theoretically,
if it was, if it happened to. You don't know where you get
you
the program chip or
can't.
whatever, or the code.
Essentially, you got to get another one.
Now I'm going to go to eBay and have to buy this.
Oh,
yeah, the Omega virus. It's,
Let's see what the price is going on eBay.
I don't know what it's going for at all. I don't think it's really worth money. It's like it's not really. I don't think it's that remembered. I think it should be. I think it should be very much more remembered. It's really cool.
1992. There's one buy it. Why is shipping so much? It was $40, but shipping's $43.
Oh
yeah, it looks like $60 to $80 is about the going rate.
Yeah, so I mean that's not. I mean, it's 80's a bit ridiculous, but that's not too bad. If you can find one at like a local place that sells such things.
Maybe check a convention.
Swap meet.
Swap meet, yeah.
Here's $249. All right, I'm gonna have to start checking every thrift store I go because I want this. Because you're right, that artwork is so rad. It reminds me of like Cobra or something.
I know, it's so good. It really is so good. Yeah.
Nice. Well, hey, those were some 80s and 90s boards games that we're jumping into the nostalgia and talking about, and it's definitely a good time having Steve on the show. If people want to listen to your podcast or check it out, where can they find you?
Yeah, so your podcast listening app of choice, just look up Retro Redoctopus. Redoctopus is a made-up word, but it is just basically RID and octopus. So it's Retro Redoctopus. For all your retro needs, we do cover a lot of fun stuff, and we have a good time. There's 3 of us, and we also, every week we change hosting duties. So every episode we have, if I'm running the episode this week, then it'll be my co-star Nintendo next week, and maybe 8-Bit Alchemy after that. So it just kind of keeps it fresh, and we all get to have our chance to steer the ship. Fun stuff. Also, if you're into reading, I am also an author. I do write books of the horror variety and the dark fantasy variety. My latest book is Mark of the Witchworm, and you can find that on roughhousepublishing.com. There's various versions. There's a really cool exclusive hardcover version with a ton of extras still available on Rough House Publishing, only available on roughhousepublishing.com. I actually got the cup too. See that?
Nice.
Yeah.
I got our mug too.
Oh, see, nice.
And as I mentioned every week,
check it out.
I'll buy at some point.
No, well, awesome. Yeah,
Sweet.
Thanks for having me on, guys. It was super fun.
Yeah, dude.
Absolutely. And you guys gonna check me out at RussLyman. I'm on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube's, and you can check out the podcast every Saturday at 7 a.m. Jay, where can we find you?
Yeah, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, everything's NES Addict. It's all the same.
It's all the same to me.
It's all the same to me, baby.
Nice.
Excellent, guys. Well, great chatting with you. I hope everyone has a fantastic weekend. And as always, I'm RussLyman, and keep your world fun bit by bit.
Have a great weekend, guys.
See you.